5 red lights. Out and away we go here at the Miami Grand Prix. Unfortunately, it looks like Giraffe did not make it back to the session in time as Boogie storms away with the lead into turn 1 and ziplocks it. Stormy P2, Taylor Mack P3 as Rafco gets around Nebulin. Nebulin falls back 2 places, and not a whole lot of action or concern into turn 1 here as we see the drivers pouring into turns 4 and 5 by the looks of it. Ooh, and a Haas is going slowly. What's going on there, folks? And we see what's going on. Looks like one of the Haas's might have gone off the track. Let's see if they picked up any damage. Ooh, no front wing for that Haas there. Ooh, that's not good. We're going to see them pull into the pits almost immediately for that. Surprised we're not seeing any double yellows for that or a safety car. As Stormy does try to make it up the inside here on Boogie. Not quite close enough to do so. Backs off from the move as they are about to enter the chicane to enter the back straight in Sector 3 here. Entering the back straight, Boogie still ahead, Stormy still P2. Drag King up on Taylor Mack, who fell back to P4 as a result of the chaos at the beginning of the race, or very little of that there was. Boogie continuing to hold on to P1. Stormy 0.5 behind. Racing Junkie already up to P6 on the start. Giraffe up to stay within DRS range of the race leader here. As we see double yells in Sector 1, and then Aston is out. And Aston is down, and that is Racing Junkie all the way back to the back of the grid. Looks like Nebulin in the pits as well as the Haas. They might have both picked up contact there in that. A very slow stop for the Haas as he got his front wing replaced. The Mercedes already peeling out of the pit lane. Just about a second ahead of that Haas. As Giraffe is now already 0.2, 0.3 seconds behind the McLaren of Rafco. We're going to see an overtake out of both Giraffe and Taylor Mack here pretty soon, I reckon. DRS for the Red Bull driver as he goes around the outside there, alongside and ahead of the McLaren of Rafco. And he is parked there on the track off the racing line on the exit of what looks to be turn 3 there, or turn 2. So we will see safety cars here. Let's go ahead and follow along with our race leader as we wait for the safety car to collect the drivers. Rafco now has a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. So it is only a virtual safety car. However, that has cleared up already. It's very important to make sure you stay within the delta time or you will get penalized under the virtual safety car. It's not quite like safety car proper where the pace is being dictated for you by a physical car. Here, a virtual safety car means that there is no pace car coming out at the front of the pack. Rather, the drivers are given a set time that they must stay slower than, and if they are faster than that time around the track, or that delta, they will... Oh, and it's clear. No, and a spin from the Mercedes of Nebulin in P11. What timing to catch that in Sector 2 here. Or Sector 1, actually, by the looks of it. Taylor Mack falling down the order. Is he peeling into the pits, or what's going on here? Looks like Giraffe and Drag King battling up there for P3. Giraffe just behind the Williams of Drag King, Taylor Mack behind them still. Gonna look to use their fighting as an opportunity to catch back up. 0.37 seconds behind the other two drivers. Looks like Giraffe will be going alongside the Williams of Drag King there, as will the Sauber of Taylor Mack. Taylor Mack is not quite close enough to make that stick. But Giraffe was, as Giraffe now moves into P3. The Red Bulls are on the podium again. Stormy P2, a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. As Tribal makes an overtake on the Ferrari of Derek. Mercedes of Stormy behind him, nor the other Red Bull of Giraffe behind him. Drag King does spill into the pit, so Taylor Mack will take advantage of that to pass him. Drag King is currently on medium compound tires, looks to be going out on hard compound tires. See how this stop goes for him. Decent stop indeed. The Williams crew will be very happy about that. Drag King will be very happy about that. Oh, and a stopped Ferrari. What's going on? A Ferrari stopped in the barriers, missing end plate to a front wing here, but crucially the driver is moving on the track. We do have a full safety car though for it, as the driver was turned all the way around at the chicane. They will be entering the back straight. Looks like it's a virtual safety car, not a safety car again. So it looks like this will clear up relatively soon. Drivers will need to maintain their delta times to not get penalized. Boogie doing everything he can to avoid the penalty there by coming to a dead stop in the chicane and slowing way down on the back straight here. As soon as he's well within that delta time, though, he'll want to speed it back up so that he can stay ahead of the other drivers of Stormy and Giraffe behind him. Darren, the Ferrari, picks up a 10-second penalty as well for speeding the pit lane. If these drivers are smart, they'll be using this pit window to their opportunity. It looks like several of them have. It looks like the Ferrari of Max Verstappen 433 has also picked up a penalty, this one a drive-through, also for speeding in the pit lane or for speeding into the safety car. Looks like this one was for exceeding the pace under the virtual safety car. The virtual safety car is returning, so looks like we will have full throttle here. Boogie will have taken advantage of the delta pace and will stay about 3 seconds ahead of Stormy. Giraffe, crucially, is now within DRS range of Stormy. Shaq, the Aston, gets ahead of the Ferrari of Max Verstappen 433. Taylor Mack will head into the pits by the looks of it, maybe. See what's going on here. We have WLs in Sector 1. A Haas stopped on the side of the track, and that's going to be Tribal. That's another DNF this session. That's 4, folks. Right after we had one, we have another. That is going, or right after we had a virtual safety car, we have a full safety car. The Haas of Tribal is and we are racing again now here at Miami. Boogie P1, Stormy P2, Drag King P3, Giraffe P4 as Boogie maintains the lead into turn 1. Stormy wants to pull up alongside, but will be facing the Williams of Drag King behind. Stormy getting really close and alongside the Red Bull of Boogie, but not making the move stick as Boogie was able to maintain more speed through that turn. Stormy will look to use DRS here, however, to try and make that overtake. Let's go ahead and see if he does it. They're alongside through this set of turns into the chicane, but Boogie stays ahead through the chicane. The back straight will be a great next opportunity for Stormy to potentially try and overtake Boogie, as he will try to do so here with DRS, but it looks like he fell just out of range with a 0.6 second gap to Boogie ahead. He will be looking to use DRS to try and maybe make that into turn 1 again. As the Williams of Drag King pulls up alongside him into the penultimate turn, they do make contact. Looks like Stormy's front wing to Drag King's wheel there as he takes the inside line. And holy cow, there's Drag King just barely zip-locking that. Holy cow. And Stormy will go alongside on the inside of turn 1, and they do make contact. Stormy does push him wide. Drag King's on the inside line. Stormy finds track limits there and falls behind Drag King, as staying ahead there would cost him a penalty for gaining an advantage as he finds track limits again, trying to catch Drag King here and gaining time as a result. He is sniffing up the rear end of that Williams, though. As he does pull alongside in this DRS zone and will try and take the inside line, gets a snap of oversteer, just manages in time. Giraffe now behind 0.2 seconds as Drag King falls back. They go alongside into one of the last turns here. Looks like turn 19 as Stormy finds track limits there. Racing Junkie and Drag King now ahead as Giraffe also pulls ahead, and that's a four-way battle for Drag King picking up DRS and trying to go along the outside of Stormy. Does go around the outside and makes the overtake, but they will remain alongside here as Stormy tries to take the outside line here on Drag King. Fails to do so, but goes alongside again as he takes the outside in this turn. And holy cow, and that's going to be contact. Drag King did not leave enough room there, folks. I'm so sorry to say that, but he did not leave enough room. Stormy will fall behind and does get taken out by, or overtaken, sorry, by Taylor Mack. What wild action here after the safety car. I cannot believe it. A 4 or 5 way battle for the podium as Stormy is now all the way back in P6, having just been in P2 just 2 laps ago. He will try and use DRS on Taylor Mack here on the straight as there is a bit of a train starting to form. Drag King does not have DRS. Stormy will go alongside into the inside and has a snap of oversteer there in turn 1. Taylor Mack falling back as a result of the contact right now. In Sauber, Taylor Mack has DRS on Stormy, and Stormy has DRS on Drag King. Stormy will go alongside, and there's contact between the two again. He pushes them way too wide, not leaving enough space. And there's contact, more contact. They are bumping wheels. Man, Rubbit's racing here at Turbo Racing League. This is some of the most dramatic racing I have seen potentially ever. Both real and sim. Stormy now 0.2 behind with DRS. Will go alongside onto the inside here against Drag King. Not quite far enough to do it actually, so he will try and make it stick into turn 1 using DRS here on the main straight as Junkie takes the fastest lap of the race on hard compound tires. He will go around the outside and maybe just doesn't leave, or leaves just enough room for that Williams. The Williams now is alongside Stormy there as they're continuing to just avoid contact, just avoid banging wheels between the two drivers as Stormy whips that thing onto the curb. This feels like 2026 regulations with the amount of overtakes we're having as there's contact between the two again as Stormy pulls off just to leave enough room for Drag King. Drag King 0.14 behind, potentially going alongside. He does go alongside, and he uses DRS to his advantage to take the position off of Stormy, who does not have DRS, and Taylor Mack will say thank you very much and take it as well. Stormy are alongside each other and just barely leaving each other enough room as, oh, there's contact, and oh, the Drag King just sent Stormy into the freaking barrier at the chicane there. Wow. Stormy's missing his front wing end plate on the left side there. And, wow, dramatic racing. Drag King will be alongside and trying to take that position off of Stormy. Taylor Mack also using DRS to take it off of Stormy. Stormy now has a 3-second time penalty. And Taylor Mack will now be trying to overtake the Williams of Drag King ahead. Into turn 1 might be too far back to do it. We'll have to wait until years. We'll be seeing Racing Junkie continuing to attempt to make that overtake as he does use DRS to his advantage here to zip lock that on Boogie. Boogie only 0.15 behind. We'll try and use DRS on the back straight throughout the years. We see a retirement from the other Ferrari, and that's going to be a full safety car. So we will be following the drivers. Oh, and that's contact between Boogie and Junkie. Boogie finding the rear end of Junkie there as the safety car just barely cuts the both of them off. Seven cars on track temperature of 39 degrees Celsius. We're currently under a safety car with 6 laps to go. Five laps to go. So looks like hard compound tires for Boogie. What happened? Soft compounds for the Aston. Oh no. Well, it looks like we might have just seen the race decided right there in the pits, folks. Soft compound tires for the Aston. Hard compound tires for the Red Bull. Drag King currently leading this race, opting not to box as he already boxed. So that currently makes him the net leader of this race. Who'd have guessed it? The Williams coming out of nowhere for the net win, for the net lead of this. King P1, Racing Junkie P2, Giraffe just overtakes Boogie for P3, and that's going to be Drag King down, Junkie P1, Drag King P2, Giraffe P3, Boogie down 1, Stormy P4, Boogie P5. Boogie falls down again with the Sauber taking that position in P5, as Drag King falls down again, and Stormy will take P3 as Giraffe takes P2. Sauber looking to make the overtake there on that Williams of Drag King, and currently the podium is Junkie, Giraffe, and Stormy. Can't believe that. The safety cars made quite the difference today. Many of them virtual and real alike, and a lot of impact on the race here. Nothing's been set. Even to the last lap of the Williams of Drag King there does find track limits. I'm going to go ahead and follow along with the front runners right now to see if Stormy does make that overtake on Giraffe. As Boogie will be trying to make that overtake on Drag King now, and Drag King will be trying to make it on Taylor Mac. I don't think Drag King has I just don't think he has the pace at this stage in the race with 3 laps to make that on Taylor Mac, but as long as DRS is a factor, you can't rule him out. As he does make the overtake, and that's contact. Oh my goodness! What happened? They took each other out into the barrier, and that's Drag King's front wing gone. As Giraffe is now 0.47 seconds behind as they come through the Sector 2 straight. Giraffe using DRS to pull that gap down to 0.25. As Stormy falls behind Boogie, that will crucially not take him off the podium, as the 3 seconds will only put him, or will leave him 6 seconds ahead of Taylor Mac, sorry. As we are now in the final straight, a bad exit may compromise Giraffe here. Will he be able to use DRS to send it up the inside of that turn at the end of the straight here? He might be too far back. Will he be able to make it on the start-finish straight? He is just 0.1 second behind, or was 0.1 second behind. Unfortunately, looks like that's going to be Junkie's race there, as Giraffe crosses the line P2, and Boogie P3, Stormy P4.